We're Pensacola Speaks on News Talk 1370 WCOA. We've got Matt Gates on the line. Matt, typically we have not gone through a BRAC process in a while, a base realignment and closure process. Are you getting any wind of that being on the horizon out there?
Yeah, great question, Rick, and very timely. Matter of fact, just weeks ago, in front of the Armed Services Committee, the vice chiefs of the Joint Chiefs of Staff all testified that they wanted a BRAC, that the military wants a BRAC. And, we can either kind of wring our hands about that and get nervous, or we can get prepared. Just today, I was meeting with business leaders in Pensacola, eliciting advice and input about, what are some of the defense priorities that not only ensure that we've got a well-equipped fighting force, but that also have spillover economic benefit for the Pensacola community. One example that is glaring where we can serve the country and serve our local interests is in the area of cyberspace and cybersecurity. And my hope is that if there is a BRAC, that's not something that we're scared of, but we use it as an opportunity to find all of the naval cyber mission that is occurring around the country and attract as much of that mission as possible to Corey Station, where we've got some great cyber warriors right now innovating and plowing ahead in really what is the new frontier of warfare. They used to ask Jesse James, why do you rob banks? And he'd say, well, that's where the money is. I want cyber mission to be housed in Northwest Florida, because if we look at the nature of warfare going forward, that's where the money's going to be, and I want it right here in our community.
Well, and we've started to build the infrastructure here for it, Congressman. When you look at it, the school systems is getting plugged in, I-10 wired, the high-tech businesses in this town have been collaborating, put on a cyberthon. We've got Pensacola State has got certifications. Now we have UWF is offering 4-year degrees. We're moving in the right direction. Hopefully we can plug in, because I think this could be our sweet spot for sure.
It really could, and an example for how to get there is what happened in New Orleans after Hurricane Katrina. They started by using a lot of the Katrina money to invest in IT infrastructure around New Orleans, and now they've got a young, budding tech industry in that community. And so I think in Pensacola, if we look at our strategic advantages with Lambda Rail, like you said, along I-10, with our education assets really moving to where the puck is going on cybersecurity and internet security, and then all of the human talent that we have collected at Corey Station, it strikes me as a real opportunity, if there were to be a BRAC, to say, we're ready for this mission in Escambia County and Pensacola. We've got the land, we've got the people, we've got the school system that will help contractors recruit talent, and I just think it could be a real win for us. So, we've got to stay on our toes. We've got to remember that we've got a naval aviation mission that's very important. We've got a research and development mission that utilizes the Gulf range, one of the military's truly unique assets. But this cyber mission really could be very special for us, not just from the standpoint of our contribution to our nation's security, but also in terms of what it means for the future of Northwest Florida.
Well, in your district, we're Pensacola Speaks on News Talk 1370 WCOA. My guest is Congressman Matt Gates. Your district handles, of course, we think about the Navy because that's where this is Escambia County and Santa Rosa County. But when you look at, Okaloosa County is heavy Air Force, and their mission is critical too.
Sure. And, at Eglin Air Force Base, we're somewhat limited on how many more F-35s we can take because of the environmental and land use studies that have been concluded and the agreements that have been reached there. So we look at, what is the future at Eglin. And Eglin is a great place to do more weapons testing on unmanned aerial vehicles, drones. We've got next-generation weapon systems that can only be tested over the Gulf range. One of the things we've got to improve is some of the electronic infrastructure in the Gulf that is used to monitor those missions. Right now, you got a lot of equipment out there that hadn't been upgraded since the 70s. And so there are some strategic things we can do now that would prepare us for a BRAC, that would BRAC-proof our missions if we made some smart investments. My job as a congressman is to work with our local military leadership, our partners in the defense community, and to find those priorities where we can really set ourselves up for success in the event of a BRAC.
Well, and you, having served in state legislature, you know that the legislature and the governor have already over the years have appropriated funds to help do this kind of work, to do this kind of prep. I can't imagine that changing. I can't imagine that falling out of the state budget.
No, and Florida really is way ahead of every other state in the country. We've been planning for this. For example, we knew that at Hurlburt, one of the BRAC challenges we had was traffic and ingress and egress on and off the base. And so years ago, we made the commitment to pursue a Tiger grant for the flyover over the entrance to Hurlburt. And something that seems sort of simple has a real impact on the analysis that goes into whether or not you can station more people and house more mission at Hurlburt. So that's one example of even a transportation matter really being more about BRAC than even the movement of people up and down Highway 98. And, in some places we've got to have property to buffer the mission. In Northwest Florida, we've set the standard for the country in terms of the utilization of some of our state forests for low-impact human training that is environmentally sensitive but also helpful to release some of the tension on military-owned property. And so if we keep thinking creatively, we've got room, we've got opportunity, we've got great people, and I think we can win BRAC.
Well, this will be definitely a focus for the chambers and all of us in the months and years heading up. And I appreciate you sharing that, because I just had a sense we were getting close to that again. So we'll keep an eye on it.
Sounds good. Sounds good.
All right, Matt, thank you so much for coming on the show this afternoon.
Always a pleasure, Rick. Thanks again.
All right, take care. Goodbye.